Here's a view from the bottom of the hook. This is the tang that you normally set between the gap on your needle plate, and I can move the bobbin case base around inside the hook. Normally it's the bobbin case base that is more or less stationary and the hook moves, but this view is better for today's demonstration. So you'll notice we have a gap between here and here in that rail, and that gap constitutes a wormhole, and you can travel through wormholes. So here we go. That part right there is going to pull our thread around the bobbin. And it will come out the other side of the wormhole. If we pull on the thread instead, we'll see exactly what is meant by the cast-off point. That's this piece right here, and we cast off. Here's a view of the hook from the top side. You can see the gap in the hook race, which extends all the way from the hook cast-off point right here over to the tug right here. Notice the tug has an angled slant to it. Let's see if we can send some thread through the wormhole. Just like on the bottom side, the tug is what drags the thread around the bobbin case. Notice when I get to right here, the thread is not free to leave yet. If your take-up lever tries to pull the thread when the hook is only rotated to here, you will get interesting symptoms that look like you have a thread tension problem. In severe cases, you will get broken thread. But once the thread rotates to here, the loop of thread is free to go, and so it will cast off. Here I've marked the cast-off point with a piece of yellow tape and the edge of the nib with blue tape. A couple differences we'll notice with this new hook timing. The first is that when we get to right here, it's tight at the hand wheel, and you'll feel the resistance give way and maybe a sound as it passes there. The second is that it gets tight again right before the cast off point gets into position. So right here, it's tight at the hand wheel because the thread, the take-up lever is trying to pull on that thread, and the thread is still in the hook race because the cast-off point has not yet arrived. And there it released. Tight again, tight again. With timing much advanced, we'll go ahead and start making some stitches. It's real easy to go around the apex of the bobbin case because there's so much slack in the thread. But notice the hook point is right here and the loop of thread is still right there. What needs to happen is that loop of thread needs to surpass the hook point and get locked up into a stitch. But this loop is lagging behind because we've advanced the timing so much. And at this point I'm still pulling on the hand wheel, but the machine has stopped. It's not moving anymore. I pushed on through and you can see the remains of the broken thread right here. Here from the back side it'll be easier to see the failure mechanism that's actually happening. See the thread wrapped around the hook? It's not supposed to be wrapped around the hook right now. It's only supposed to go around the hook every other time. So that constitutes a bind right there. I can't move the hand wheel anymore. In this state of advanced timing, the nice thing about it is the thread moves very easily past the apex of the bobbin case. The problem is that that loop of thread has not outrun the tip of the hook yet. Looks like that stitch was a success. See if we can get another success. Nope. You see the tiny bit of orange poking out. There's a tiny bit of orange right down there. The hook has done a double stab on the loop of thread. If I put a little more force on it, you'll see it come out even more, and at some point the thread will break.